What's up, guys? Austin with Highway Dreams Fitech EFI Tuning. We're going to do another episode of this damn Fitech. Today is going to be, it's the voltage. It's the voltage fool. I have answered this question so many times, and I understand you guys are learning. I've made these same mistakes myself, but, I usually try and do a video on something I've been answering a lot here lately, and it seems like every day we're talking about voltage. Guys, it will not run if it goes under 11 volts. When you're cranking, if it shows on your handheld, not your gauges, if it shows on your handheld that it goes below 11 volts, stop there. The unit shuts off. You're not going to get anything. You're not going to get fuel. If you're set up for timing control, you're not going to get spark. Everything's you're gonna go, oh, the Fitech's messed up. The Fitech's messed up. No, it's just a voltage. It won't operate under 11 volts. It shuts itself off. It's protection so that it doesn't mess up. So you don't have a warranty problem. So guys, I'm going to go over a few things with you about this. I'm going to go over a couple wiring techniques that might help you. But just look at that voltage. I see this all the time and I've done this myself, where you'll get one installed, you'll have that battery sitting around for a couple weeks while you're doing whatnot, and it'll fire up first time, and you're all excited. All right, cool. It runs for 5 minutes or so. You shut it off. You go walk away. You come back. You go to crank again, and it won't start. Well, something's wrong with the Fitech. That's the first thing I hear all the time. No. What's the voltage? Well, it's a brand new battery. I don't care. Well, it's brand new this. I don't care. What's it say on that handheld? Because whatever it says on that handheld is what the ECU shows or knows for voltage. And when it sees under 11, it kills itself. It stops. So it doesn't matter, new battery, new car, new what, I don't care. I don't care how good of a wiring guy you are or how bad of a wiring guy you are. If that Fitech does not see 11 volts, it's going to shut off. And it's for your protection. It's for the Fitech's protection. There's a reason for it. So just remember to look at that. So let me show you a few things, and maybe it'll help you out the next time. Okay, here's the old 67, my C10, that's been my daily driver past 5 or 6 years now, with a Fitech on it for about 5 years. It's dirty, it's nasty. I'm sorry, it's not a show truck. I say all the time, like, it sits outside these days because I've got another vehicle that I keep inside. And it gets dirty out here at the shop. So I apologize for that, but this is to make it run. This doesn't have anything about a show car. One of the things I want to show you, and I preach this all the time, guys. Okay, your battery hookups. Your Fitech must go directly to the positive battery or positive post on the battery. No going through the fuse box. No going through another power distribution. I have been able to build a fuse box that's just specifically for Fitech or fuel injection and maybe my MSD box or whatnot, but it needs to stay very isolated, and you need to have good solid battery cables. Everything I just highly recommend when you're doing this, you just go ahead and buy new battery cables. You go ahead, you just update everything. This is fuel injection. It's very sensitive to voltage, and it's these vehicles just weren't designed for this kind of stuff. The other thing, alternator. I happen to be pointing the alternator. If you got a 75, 80 amp alternator, you're going to tell guys, there's going to be guys that tell you all the time, oh, I run that on my Fitech. I don't have any problems. You may not. I burnt mine up in the first day whenever I put this Fitech on. I just highly recommend, hey, go find you like 110, 120 volt or amp alternator. I usually get them for mid-80s Camaros or something. Of course, I run a serpentine, the old 80s single serpentine deal, so I'll get like an 86, 87 Camaro alternator, and I'll throw it on there. You don't have to buy anything high dollar. You don't have to go to a one wires. You just go get you a regular alternator. They fit all the same brackets. A little more voltage, especially if you're going to run a Fitech. You got a stereo system, MSD system. These vehicles were not designed for this kind of electrical load. Now we're taxing the system. I know some guys that we tax the fuse box so bad that they end up having to rewire the whole vehicle, and it's just part of it. When we're updating them, we're trying to make them more modern. Well, there's some things that you have to do. But back to the battery. Directly battery to the Fitech. You run that Fitech wire right over to it. If you have to run a long string, if you got a rear battery, Run a little bit bigger gauge, but definitely run back to the battery. And then I highly recommend put another fuse back there at the battery, or move your fuse if you like to cut harnesses. On your negatives, you want this big one, your main battery cable, to go directly to the block. No frame, no battery to frame to block, none of that. I don't know, it doesn't work with these systems, and it doesn't work with really any EFI. You really need to run this directly to the block. Then I recommend you take like a 10 gauge, you run it over here to the body, then you run another one down to the frame, directly off the block. This will stop some of the loops, some of your alternator stuff, your stereo systems, things like that. It'll give some direct paths for grounds and can help you with not having weird electrical issues that sometimes will only pop up in certain weather. I mean, these things are kind of finicky, and it's like this with any fuel injection. It's electronics. You're going to have these issues. So I'm not going to tell you that these things work all the time, or I take that back. I'm not going to say that this is the only way to do it. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is I have used this process on many, many, many guys, either ones that I installed or ones that guys have come to me and said, hey, I'm having problems. I'm like, do this. And it's worked every time. I'm not saying you might have another way. Oh, mine works. I don't have to do what you did. Okay. I'm just giving you an option of something that I've found works every time on every car. I started talking about the rear mount batteries. They become another issue. I have my Camaro. I did a rear mount battery. I fought it for a long time, and I finally got it figured out, and I ended up running dedicated power and dedicated ground back to that battery just for the fuel injection stuff. And I finally got it to quit giving me weird deals. So just tips of the trade here. So what I'm talking about when I say, let me see here, I don't have the key on. Let me turn the key on the truck. Well, the key's got to be in it. This is going to be a longer video because I don't know if I can find the key now. Yeah, here. Unit's not on, but at least I can go to the dashboard. And I can go down here to, let's see here, I got to get the camera on it. Where'd the voltage go? Did I go right by it? I think it was right at the top, wasn't I? Man, this is my first day. Trying to do something quick and help you guys out. And battery, I'm looking for voltage. Okay, right here, V. That's the one we're looking for. You turn it on, it's over 11 volts. Okay, great. You go to crank, and that thing drops below 10. It shuts off. It doesn't fire the injectors. You're gonna have a bad day, and some of you are gonna be like, oh, Fitech this, Fitech that. No, actually, it's designed to do that. So that's what I'm talking about. Right there on your dashboard, battery. You want voltage over 11 during cranking, the whole bit. So, other than that, I think that's all I wanted to say today. If you guys have any questions, responses, you want me to elaborate on something, let me know. But good luck to you. I hope this helps.